Today's message brought to you by the whale, the glorious, magnificent giant of the ocean that we know of. When I think about the whale, there's two things. The first is people have been talking about how we try to explore space. We're trying to explore the next planet to become Earth, so to speak. Like, what if, I know people are exploring Mars, but Mars is dry. What if Mars was the precursor to Earth? What if it's dry because we dried it out? What if it had as much water as Earth did? But if you hear, we're kind of depleting Earth's resources, the water, the trees, the other animals and plants. Like, there's animals going extinct. There's probably plants going extinct that we don't know about. And sinking back to the ocean, to the whales and other creatures there, some people are saying, like, have we explored the ocean, and how deep can we go? And it seems like we haven't been able to go too deep because of oxygen supply, as well as just our bodies might not be able to handle that. And so we don't know what else is there. I mean, so far whales are the biggest creature, I think, that we know of in the ocean. So that's like the first thing I think about with ocean, is that in-depth exploration. And applied to humans, that is because of the water, and water has symbolized emotions spiritually. Then it's the depth to ourself. You can also consider the depth to humanity if you want to take it like really broad. But ideally, again, we mostly control ourself, our thoughts, and so the depth to ourself. And when I think about the whale, I also think again about the sonar, the way they echo the sound, their songs, and how far that can echo out. And that is one's own voice, one's own song, one's own rhythm. But it's also, they are a community, and I think it's called a pod of whales, if I'm correct. And they're gentle giants, they're protectors. So protect yourself, protect your emotion, protect your voice, your thoughts. Speak your mind, speak it gracefully, because their songs are beautiful. Speak it to those you trust. Again, they're choosing who they communicate with, choosing who is in their group. And likewise with the whale, because of, like I said, I consider the spiritual aspect, and we're talking about the depth of the oceans, the depth of ourselves. Explore our own mind, our own thoughts, and more importantly, our own intuitions. Because sometimes in the noise of everything, we don't really hear what our needs and wants are. We don't hear what our true guidance is, our true north, our compass. And then the whales are so capable of navigating with ease, with flow in the ocean. And the other thing about that is the whales do breach the surface because they do need air. And I feel like, again, a lot of the messages with either big totems or small totems is, don't forget to one, come up for air, for joy, for relaxing, for time out. And two, don't forget your own glory. Don't forget to be the big you versus the little you. Now, the other thing about the ocean and all this is, I think about life. I think about the womb. I think about the amniotic sac and amniotic fluid. And do babies breathe air or water? Are they basically like, don't they say something about like their lungs are full of amniotic fluid? So in us, it's like, are we like, I think 70% water or something like that? So water is so crucial for all life forms and for us. When I think about this and the whole amniotic fluid, and I think they say like the umbilical cord is how this fetus also gets air. This might sound funny, but it's also fun, right? Let's play with this. Like, I kind of think of ourselves as mermaids. We are the mermaids that we talk about. You know, we're in this water, we're sort of breathing through it somehow, you know. We are also of it. And then the womb, it's just for us as humans, outside of the womb is thought to be this darkness, kind of like the ocean in that sense, you know. But there can be light. There can be light in both, you know, and maybe a little artificial light, but yeah. So it's just interesting from one whale totem how much thought and expression and ideas can come from it. So just think about that. Just think outside the box, or think in the womb or out the womb, in the ocean, outside the ocean. Think like a whale, think, you know, sonar, think vocal, think flow. There's so much with this. Oh my goodness. I'm sure you guys can even come up with your own thing. So I think that's what's this whole message from this totem is. It's so deep. It's so much. So go explore. Go explore. That's all I have to say.